Welcome to Poker Market, making poker more efficient.
Alright, this is kforce here from PokerMarket.com. We're bringing to you part 2 of the Sunday grind. Here we're playing the 12,500 guaranteed on black chip. We have 11,741. We have ace-9 offsuit. DeSelman 1, we don't really have a lot of reads on. He's just come to the table, opens up, and Chili Cheese Dog calls. We're just going to fold here because we're out of position. Ship Me Chippy has been relatively aggressive with us. We've had a few hands. He's probably taken about 1,500 chips off us, maybe a little bit more. 2 hands. He flopped quads when we flopped top pair, and he went all in when we tried to double barrel on a king high flop jack turn. I think that the play that we made with the double barrel was extremely profitable, so I have no problem with that whatsoever. Here the flop comes king high on a wet board. DeSelman, it really just crushes his range. I mean, it hits his range a lot harder than Chili Cheese Dog. I think that Merce, Chili Cheese Dog, they're most likely recreational players. Merce has been putting on a lot of his money, just not really paying attention to what's going on. So I think that, you know, he's definitely a player to be paying attention to. Chili Cheese Dog's just got a really small stack. I run like God has just been really tight. Here he 3x opens. I'm just going to fold, get out of the way here. Flop comes king 8-8. A quick check from the big blind. I run like God, bets out half pot. Still relatively early stages of this tournament. I'm guessing that chipped up. I mean, he's got 5,000 chips. He's either rebought or he's just freshly entered the tournament. That's one thing about these tournaments is you can really register extremely late in them, which is fine. I actually do like re-entry tournaments more because it gives you more chance to gamble. It puts a lot more in the prize pool. So I think that just for all of those reasons, I like to just play it like that. I mean, I like to play re-entry tournaments. I mean, on Carbon Poker, there was one tournament in 2013 that I was playing that I actually rebought 5 times. So I spent $50 on it, and I came in second place for $3,000. So if you're playing re-entries, just don't be afraid to rebuy them. Here we raised 10-3. The flop is fairly connected. We flop middle pair. I'm just going to check back and just go for pot control. Turns a 5. I think that this is a good card to just bet out now. Because he's checked twice, we have middle pair. He's still going to call us with Jack X. And I'm just going to check back the river. The 5's actually a good card. He might have a 9X, but I think that the fact that we have middle pair gives us enough showdown value just to check it down. There's still Queen X in his range. I think that I'm going to have the best hand a very high percentage of the time. Although, with that being said, I still think that checking back that river's fine because there's not too many hands that he's going to call with worse, and I wouldn't want to be check raised on the river. There's a very narrow, slim chance that he has 5X, but he definitely could have 5X, so I think that the hand was well played, just pot controlling on the flop. Opening that hand, just given the circumstances, you know, he was out of position. We haven't been too active. You know, if you feel like you can exploit people by opening, it doesn't really matter so much what your cards are. If you have really good reads on your opponents, because you can represent enough boards, you can check back flops. There's things that you can do to just to push edges in situations like that. We get a stop and go with ace-9, chipped up, flops an open-ender, snap calls with a backdoor flush draw and an overcard. I think that that's pretty loose. I mean, I can't fault him really for snap calling there, actually. The stop and go is okay. It's okay. I think that it's just kind of crazy to, I mean, chipped up was just never ahead of anything, and he had the bottom end of the straight with an overcard and a backdoor flush draw, so he couldn't really expecting to have the best hand almost ever on that board against like the opponent's entire range. He's behind, so it's kind of a situation where I think maybe it's plus EV to call that, but overall it's really close, and it's a spot where, I mean, I don't know, like it's just in a spot like that. It's really unfortunate to be facing an all-in on a connected board with the bottom end of a straight draw with just an overcard and a backdoor flush draw. You're just never going to be ahead of pretty much anything. Here we have the King 7 offsuit. I'm just going to throw this one away as well. If it was King 7 suited, I'd consider opening it because I feel like my image is really good at this table. I feel like Run Like God is playing tight. Merce isn't really going to be playing against us too much. And when he does play, Merce is just going to be playing extremely fit or full post-flop, meaning that he's not going to be playing too many hands too recklessly. I mean, he's going to be playing fit or full. Like, he's going to need to hit a flop to be playing it. And against weak players, I'm not too overly concerned about them having position on me.